What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. And I know that we are deep into the second week of March, and it's been a bit overdue with me doing this calendar. But to be fair, we have had a couple of big updates just yesterday. In fact, they have gone live on the forum, so this calendar is available. But I know Zartanis has been working his butt off. And he's also put in one of the big updates is that we've put in the newest batch of heroes that we have in the Soul Exchange, which is coming up. So I know we all want to know what tiers they're at. And I'm pretty excited. And there's been a couple of other new events in here as well. So I think it's a good idea for us to still have a look at what is coming up for the rest of March. So obviously we've had the first and second week. Very interesting that they decided to drop a Covenant summon on us just on a Sunday. I think that's the first time they've ever opened up a summoning portal on a Sunday that I can remember, at least. And I was lucky enough to get Nautica, so no complaints here. But yeah, we've had a pretty much a bevy of heroes just featured in this one that has just dropped, and they are some of the most recent featured heroes. So you've got Guardian Elephant, you've got Nautica, you've got Black Caesar, Cinderella, and this new hero Scath as well, which we'll be doing a review on. So have a look at that. That should be on the channel already. But yeah, some pretty decent heroes in that portal. And then as of tomorrow morning, so Monday the 11th, it is Atlantis Rises, and we're going to get a free summon. So you see this little purple icon with the play button. That means you're going to get a free summon, a Mystic Vision summon in that portal, and you can get a chance at grabbing Ithar from there as well. I don't think any of the other heroes particularly featured or worth it. Obviously, the Covenant summon's going to be the big one, and then we've got the Costume Chamber as well. And we've got a new Toon costume for Demetia, which is going to be featured. So we have seen Aslar's Toon before, but this will be the first time that we're seeing Demetia, and I think she is going to be a beast. So definitely a good portal to summon in, especially if you are missing some of those costumes and things like that. Now, one of the updates we had was to the Owl Tower, where we didn't have the featured heroes included on the original calendar, but they are there now. So we're going to see Lodius again, but we're also going to see two new heroes, Virus and Mario, and they're going to be featured for the first time. So they're definitely beefing up the Owl Tower heroes, and it's going to be interesting to see what those guys are all about as well. Now, moving on towards the end of the week, on Thursday the 15th, I believe that is Thursday or Friday. Yeah, Friday the 15th, we've got Valhalla Forever and Ever and Ever. And a costume for Ratatoska. I think we have seen that one before, but yeah, they're just a little bit dated, most of those heroes, so I'm not too excited about that. I think the Owl Tower is going to be the main event for this coming week, as well as the Costume Chamber, and then an Ether Summon to end the week off there. Now, moving on into next week, or the week after, we're going to be seeing the Goblin Village, and Springvale is going to start as well. And it doesn't show the featured heroes for Springvale here, but I do actually have them. Sorry, guys. They are on the other calendars, so I'll show you those in just a minute. But we're going to have a new goblin in Rocket, just a cool sounding name, and our second serious fire hero from the Goblins portal, so that should be interesting as well. That'll take us through to Wednesday, and then on the Thursday, we're going to have the Secrets of Opera, starting again on Thursday the 21st. And we're going to see a whole bevy of new heroes in here as well. So none that we've seen before. Odile, Daroga, and Meg Geary. So yeah, so we're going to have that. And then on the Sunday, funnily enough, it says on a Sunday, we're going to have the Soul Exchange. And this is going to be massive. So I'm really looking forward to the Soul Exchange. And the first three picks that they've done have been, I mean, they are some pretty good ones. So I'm just going to skip over now. Like, we will go on to the last week in just a second, but I've got this this up here right next to it. So these were the pictures that have been released onto the forum. So I'm just going to get them here. So we had this hero. This is our first hero that's been the first dark hero. It doesn't really show you that they're dark, but we've managed to work it out by now. And then we had this hero as well, who was pretty difficult to figure out, just a blur of weird looking like skulls and awkward stuff like that. And then this guy who is completely unmistakable, that is obviously Uthragan. So yeah, our featured hero of the month. I think he's quite recent actually. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations, but obviously it was difficult to tell who these other two were. So again, props to you guys and props to Zartanis as well, because if we open up this image calendar that he does, the quick reference guide, you can see down here on the Soul Exchange exactly how many souls they're going to be featured for. So Uthragan is going to be at 10 souls. I think he's a pretty good pick for 10 souls. But the biggest surprise to me is that they've chosen to put Costume Moreau for 20 souls and Narcissa at 15. So in case you're not aware of this, Narcissa is an absolutely brilliant hero. So I think, we've already got a steal at 15 souls having a bard in there, and she's very, very good. And then the Springvale event, as well, as I mentioned, we can't see the heroes on the calendar just yet, but we can in here. So it looks like we're going to have this little weird piggy looking thing called Timothy, and Miss Ethel, who looks like a zombie version of, oh God, what's her name now? The sheep. I can't even remember her name. But yeah, honestly, like, it looks like we've got some pretty interesting looking heroes coming into the Springvale portal, so we'll see. And it does say see Jasper, so we're going to have a costume for Jasper. He needs a bit of a bump. He needs to go from very slow to something like average, or slow speed at least. But anyways, we're not here to talk in detail about these heroes, but yeah, that is where you can find them. Again, these are available on the forum page. So I do think that we will, as they release these heroes, I'm pretty sure that Zartanis is going to keep this list updated. So yeah, really looking forward to what else is to come there. So going back onto the calendar, just to round out the month. So we'll have the Soul Exchange starting on the Sunday, and it'll be running through until looks like the Wednesday morning. Now they have changed the times as well. So when things reset, used to be that some things would reset 7 o'clock, and then I think the Path of Valor and the Path of Giants would reset at 8 o'clock in the national time. They've pushed that forward an hour so they can line it up with when the events and things like that refresh. So just bear in mind that you're going to have an hour less for the Path of Giants and the Path of Valor. And then we're also going to have a dark contest of elements where we're going to see Farah featured again alongside a new hero, Gastile, and the legendary troop summon that will be happening the last week of the month. And then Untold Tales will be coming back again. No new heroes in that portal, it doesn't look like. And we will be seeing the Tremors of the Underworld as well, with a costume for Holder. Crave Crush, no costume for him yet, and Costume Morel featured again. And then if you notice, this is also new on the calendar. The Astral Elves event has been added again for the end of the month. So they're going to be really going all in on the Astral Elves. I'm quite a fan of the ones they've released so far, but we'll see who gets featured in this next one. So they've obviously got something up their sleeves. And that is pretty much it for the month of March 2024. So there's going to be quite a lot going on in terms of where I think it's going to be the best portals to summon in. I'm a great fan of the Costume Chamber. Obviously the Covenant event is good as well. Probably in this week, I would say either the costume event if you're lacking some costumes, or the Owl Tower if you just want to go hard and you don't mind spending quite a bit to get what you want. The Secrets of the Opera will still, TBD on that one. Obviously the Goblins portal's a good one. And then the costume of elements. The contest of elements, the odds are so low, I wouldn't recommend that you summon in that portal. And most of the heroes that get featured in the contest of elements get featured in the following Covenant. So it's probably better to summon there because the odds are higher. And that is pretty much it, I think, that I would recommend. Maybe the Astral Elves, but again, like we'll see what the heroes are all about. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that that's been a bit helpful. And obviously, we're going to be counting down the days till the Soul Exchange. I know that everybody can't wait to get rid of some space in their rosters at this point. So yeah. The other thing I did want to mention as well, just before I forget, just one last thing, is that if you look at this guide, it's really, really useful what Zartanis has put together, because this quick reference guide gives you a quick reference for this very important event, which is the Mirages of Omega. So you can actually see what dates you're going to be able to get those ethers to be able to limit break your heroes for free in the game. So I know that these are very important to me, and I didn't actually realize this was featured until recently. So I'm just sharing this with you guys because I think it's super important. So the next one coming around is tentatively going to be April the 3rd. I'm looking for the ice ethers, so I'm going to have to wait until June the 26th till I can comfortably, easily limit break another hero. But we'll probably get some in between and things like that before then. But just so you're aware that if you're looking for when the next Mirages are going to be, then there's your guide right there. And then things like locations for chests. There's quite a few helpful bits of information just tucked away on the side of the calendar over here. So yeah. In summary, that is pretty much it. So yeah, I hope that's been a bit helpful for all of you guys. Please do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel as well. If you don't want to miss any future updates, turn on your notifications. And I will be seeing you all again in the next video. Bye for now, guys.